I'm actually a sperm donor baby. Woo! I had nothing to do with it, but cool. I'm what happens when a woman needs to become a mother and a man needs $200. Now, I was made before, when the technology was like brand new. I was actually the first one my doctor ever made. I was the first one my clinic ever made. So I'm like the dog the Russians sent into space. I was made so new that sperm banks didn't even exist yet. Like someone had to go out and like find the sperm, which is a funny job. Like, I just imagine people, like, sitting at a table, and they're just like, so what do you do? Well, I'm a fireman. I'm in sales. I collect jizz! So now, sperm banks didn't even exist yet, and so by law, you had to find donors that matched the dads as best you could between, like, hair color, eye color, ethnic background. But the number one thing you had to match before anything else was religion. I know, right? Because does religion really matter to the guy jacking off in the cup for cash? So, my mom is Christian. My dad is Christian. All of my blood relatives are Christian. Yet somehow I look a little bit kosher.
Next year, I'm gonna be more social.
Did you really give away your TV?
Yeah. Amazon accidentally mailed me a box of surgical masks and toilet paper. So that was a hassle to return.
I made a promise to stop being such a hypochondriac. Best decision I ever made was investing in that karaoke bar. This year, I'm gonna patch things up with my family in person.
So I bought tickets for every show on Broadway.
Where'd you get the money?
Oh, I sold my stock in hand sanitizer and something called Zoom.
Yes.
Masking that mug is New York tough. Oh, hold on there, Johnny New York. Aren't you forgetting something? Your mask. Snuff out that sniffer. Trust me, you won't miss the smell of New York. Trap that yap. Hey, I'm coughing here. Lock down that look. Whoa, is that I-87? 'Cause it ain't moving. Looking good, Johnny. You're ready. If you can't stay in, stay safe. And remember, keep it clean, or they'll think you're from Jersey.
Trump tweeted that if the Democrats follow through with their impeachment inquiry, that there will be a civil war divide. And I got to tell you, that seems like a pretty lazy civil war. My dearest Martha, I can hear off in the distance the rumble of a keyboard typing out an abrasive Facebook post. These nights are cold since our tiki torches have gone out. I close my eyes and I can see your cheeks clasped in a hue more red than a MAGA hat. When we will find Hillary's emails, I do not know. But when we do, this war is over. I may come back to you. I will reach out to you with my hand, and you will bat it away like the First Lady. Then and only then will I know that I am home.
Oh, Jesus. You got to use the sound effects board.
Yay!
Yay.
Welcome back to another episode of KSMR with Max. Thank you so much for your kind donations. Little did I know, during this quarantine, I would be able to supplement my entire income with your kind contributions. So, without further ado, let's jump in. Yas. And they said gays couldn't be quiet. Only fans. Slay, girl, slay. Daddy. Checks. Hunty. Cash App. PayPal. Mask.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the season finale of Shantay, We Say, a RuPaul's Drag Race podcast, and we are live streaming on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So for these big, fabulous events, we will be trying to get a few more eyes and ears on the product. So thank you guys so much for coming. Real quick recap of what we are. We are a RuPaul's Drag Race. That's right. I forgot. That went all the way down. We are a RuPaul's Drag Race recap podcast. We hopefully you watched the episode, and then spoilers from here on out. We talk about what we saw. Spoilers! And this was the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. So glad to not have to talk about this season anymore.
The finale.
5 days until All Stars?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes!
What is time?
Rue knows what she's doing of just there is no when does Drag Race come back? There's always Drag Race on.
But also, now that we have invested ourselves into a weekly thing relating to Drag Race, when do we get our day off?
You get a day or two off in between prepping for the next episode. That's the plan.
Yeah.
And what benefits?
I'll let you know.
Please get me healthcare.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I am Dave. He and him, straight guy, loves RuPaul's Drag Race.
I am Laura. I am she, her. And I am also a lover of RuPaul's Drag Race.
You yell it every time.
I do. I don't know why. I'm so sorry.
She has to proclaim.
That's true. It is a proclamation. Yeah.
Claim.
This is what the queer community wants: is for cis people to have to proclaim themselves
Yeah.
as straight and cis.
I claim this podcast for Laura.
No.
No to the gays, theys, and thems. I don't know. I proclaim it. It shall be done. Happy Pride.
I feel like anybody who should be proclaiming anything is the person in the pride shirt. I feel like
That's
Becca
true.
is the one who should be proclaiming anything right now.
I have proclamations.
It also helped us get a good white balance for the live. It was good.
Fabulous.
She was
It was
basically
thoughtful.
our color field.
Yeah.
Oh my
100%.
god, you are.
Yeah.
I love it.
You are our color board.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Fabulous
welcome.
shirt. Fabulous. I love it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Becca, should we plan for a little bit of you because you are checking the technical side of the live? Should we ask you questions? Will you be invested, or will you be kind of like, oh my God, I'm making sure that this place isn't on fire?
This is set and forget.
It's set. Okay, cool, good,
I
awesome.
exist.
Just making sure.
There's a computer in front of me, but it's the same. I'm the same Becca I was last week.
Which is having a computer in front of you, paying attention to 10 technical things.
It's fine. Whatever.
And
I am Max.
That was the longest Laura intro ever.
I am he, him. I am gay.
Can you show the back of your shirt? Because it's
yeah.
glorious. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am ready for Fire Island. Just kidding. I'm not going that far. That's too much of a trek. Brooklyn's like a whole weekend event for me. So, yeah, I'm going to Brooklyn later. But hey.
Oh, you're doing another Brooklyn?
You know it, girl.
Oh,
Always.
what's going to be the theme today? Because the last party you went to was 80s themed.
Gay.
It's just the theme is gay.
Basically
Unspecified gay.
Just gay.
Very fun.
Fabulous.
Very exciting.
Uh-huh. Hence the lashes. Flying away.
I love it.
so, guys, the sooner we
Wait,
get...
Becca didn't. Excuse me.
I apologize.
Excuse me.
I apologize.
White cis straight men.
Yes, I just was trying to let everybody know what a metaphor for the world we live in is like. Everybody shut up, white man is talking.
Yeah.
Becca, who are you?
I am Becca, they and she, non-binary queer, technical guru, apparently, lover of Drag Race.
Yes.
Pew pew.
These are facts.
Pew pew.
That's all I got. Pew pew.
Jumping in, I just want to say this is the first time I knew a guest judge for this episode.
Olivia Newton-John.
I was just like, oh my God, I know her.
Yeah.
I was like, it is not
One
someone
of
I've never
them.
heard of that I'm sure is talented, but I've never heard of anyone else. I was like, oh my God, Grease Lightning who?
Yeah, Olivia Newton-John. I was like, yay!
It's Sandra D.
We can get excited with you guys.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, fangirling through the TV.
And it was like Olivia Newton-John and someone.
Yeah, I was just like, oh man, half. I'm 50% on this
Right.
one.
Yeah, I
don't
was
know.
like, that's better than how I've been the whole season.
So first thing I would like to mention is they're still throwing shade on Elektra even after she left. The way they edited the big booming like brass like when she was doing her dance at the during the recap was like, look at how bad this was.
It was like War of the Worlds soundtrack.
Yeah, or it's like, Inception theme, like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, okay, but like they picked a moment when she was kind of like, trying to get her footing.
Girl,
and
that
it's
was
like,
the whole dance.
sure, but she did what? Okay, yes, she lost. She went home.
We can all agree that they were exceptionally way too hard on Elektra throughout the entire competition.
100%.
I feel. Max disagrees.
I just hate that they were like, your dancing was so good. I was like, girl, she was falling the entire time. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, it was like, okay, she did what. It wasn't like, oh my God, she was tripping all over the stage. What a mess. That whole episode was a mess. Like let's not go like, and then Elektra was the one who was clearly terrible. That's my only point.
Oh no, they were all collectively not good.
Yeah. And then at the intro, Karen said that Elektra could have been defeated at any time. Glass houses, Karen.
Yeah.
We're being a real Karen about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
Karen's
point.
gone to her head a little too much.
saying like Elektra could have like left at any time. Since the first episode, what have
So
you?
could Karen. Like,
So could anyone. I mean,
Honestly.
Art did leave, and Art came back. So
Art hasn't won anything.
Yeah.
no one is safe.
also, Art was like, that was such a great lip sync. And I was like, what?
Mm.
No.
Here's my question. Do you think that if you are on RuPaul's Drag Race, that you really have no idea, like it's considered the worst season ever, but while you're there and you're in it, you can't really feel that. You can't really see that.
I'm sure that they don't. I'm sure you can't.
Yeah, to you, oh man, that was a great episode. Oh, we had a lot of fun, but it's edited and portrayed to the public as like
On the vein of editing, the one I mean, one of the many things that happened this episode, but like their whole gasping recall when they were having the flashbacks around the workroom table, I was like, A, this is campy, but they're not actors. They're not doing it well enough. I was like, this is too edited, too staged. And honestly, I kept coming back to that throughout this episode of like, this is just weird filler.
Yeah.
Of like, they were clearly told to do this.
Yeah.
And it's not being done well.
No.
Of like me just being pulled out of it time and time again of like, they are trying to manipulate this and the Aussies are not going
Is
with
that
it.
maybe like one of the things that like was sort of potentially off for this season was that maybe the crew, like the on-hand crew, who were sort of guiding and leading the queens maybe just weren't as good as we're used to?
I don't know. It just, I think the root of it for me is that it
The
just
root of
seemed,
it?
the root of
Sorry.
it.
Yeah.
The root of it for me was that it was repulsing to watch how forced some of these moments were.
Yeah.
And I could just
But
tell.
it's always that way. They're just better at hiding it.
Well, for
usually.
them always trying to find authenticity from these girls, it's like there is a way to do camp and have it done well, and it has just not been done well.
We'll get into it, but I thought that they tried to cram in an entire season's worth of like getting to know you, getting to know, and it's like you didn't earn any of.
No.
Once again, forced.
Yeah.
But Dave, to your point, like we've heard other queens on other seasons go like, it's so interesting to see like a moment that like what we all in the workroom perceived as A, but then the fans perceived as B.
Yeah.
And so we do know that there is a history of that throughout the entire RuPaul's Drag Race history. And so I'm sure when these girls were in the workroom, they were like, oh, this is great. This is awesome. Oh, my God. And I'm sure it's heartbreaking for them to hear all of, like, the fans critiquing.
Sorry, keep going.
All the fans going, like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. Like, I do. But, like, and I don't know whose misstep this is. I don't know because it's hard to say. But
there's a misstep somewhere.
Somebody,
It just was. It's been off.
To your point,
collectively
about kind of how bad of actors they are with like the whole reminiscing thing. I've always felt that way, and it really came to a head with Keita in this one. Her talking heads, it's like she's a bad actor because like she's like, it's like they took somebody off the street and was like, read this line. I'm on RuPaul's Drag Race, and today I have to show them what I can do.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And more than, I mean, at least like everybody else, Scarlett would be like, here's how I feel. This person needs to back the hell up. Like, at least that's real. But with Keita, it was always these stock lines, and it was always like, what are you hiding?
Like artificially chipper.
Right.
Like it was kind of Anita, though. They were kind of like the self-preservation of like just being chipper because that's how. Because clearly in this episode later, when they have the interview,
thing? Is that a New Zealand
I don't know,
thing?
but there was like a lot of layers that we had to pull back,
Right?
And they were a lot more damaged than they were presenting themselves as. So I think in the interviews, it's interesting with the people that you could tell are very comfortable with self, and like have a little less damage control ingrained in them, are a little more genuine, and we like them a little more. They seem a little more real because they can access those different parts of self, unlike Keita or Anita, which is funny that they're a pair, but they're both damaged goods.
Yeah.
Which might have been what made them gravitate towards one another.
Maybe. I mean, they both are great players, you know? Fun.
So the rundown, everybody has been in the bottom. Scarlett's won 3, and they all seem exhausted. Like, they all seem kind of like burnt out and like, all right. Like, even they saw something was like, this has been weird. Like, our number 1 queen has been chewed out for problematic behavior. Hi.
I feel like it's one more example of like, this is one of those conversations you're supposed to have in the final episode. Yeah. So here we are having it, even though the conversation doesn't make sense because the comparison is not there. The fact that they are not comparable by track record is like, then like why are we having this conversation except that we're supposed to?
Right.
Yeah. Nothing felt earned. I mean, it just felt like when we got to this finale, it was just like, okay. Like I turned it on and was like, let's just get this over with. Let's just see what happens.
I literally put it off. I was like, I'll sleep the day away. And then like 9 o'clock, I was like, I guess I'll watch it for tomorrow.
It really is like the last 10, maybe 20 years where there are shows that you watch where you watch the last episode to get it over with. I felt that way with Lost. I felt that way with like a lot of shows that you binge where it's like, it had a couple of good seasons. This is definitely more just this season of the show, but where like it's a new feeling of like, I just want to get it over with. I'm not like, oh my God, the last episode of MASH.
But also you like can't not watch it because then that like hanging.
Right.
That'll destroy me.
I just like, let's put a button on it. But like, I mean, this ain't getting a second season.
No, every single time Rue was like who will be the first drag champion of Down Under, and it's like first and only.
Keita said it. She goes like, this is the last episode of Drag Race Down Under, and I know she meant of the season, and I was like, you are so right.
How prescient.
Foreshadowing.
I'd be really curious.
I just thought Rue. I've been seeing this more and more so as it's gone on, that Rue's not into this either.
Oh, the sit-downs?
Or even Michelle.
Like,
I wonder when they knew. Like, I wonder, because they've been doing this long enough that I would have to give them some kind of, like, a professional, I don't know what the right word is.
Tip of the hat.
A professional tip of the hat that they've been doing this long enough to know, like, ooh, this is going to be an amazing season.
Yeah.
This is going to be phenomenal. This is great. And they must have gotten to, like,
the second episode, like Snatch Game,
Mm.
and gone like, oh shit, oh fuck, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
And I do wonder when that happened, because I would have to think they'd have to know they've been doing this long enough.
There's no way, with how much is riding on it financially, there's no way.
It doesn't seem like too much was riding on it financially.
Not here.
Yeah.
The grand prize was $30,000. I mean, I would.
But I
turn
mean,
down
as-
$30,000.
But I mean,
like,
as
what?
a dynasty of the show
Yeah.
and the image of the show, there's no way that when they realize that like this is weak, that there isn't so much damage control going on behind the scenes
Yeah.
Well, why do
to
you think
salvage.
they're doing All Stars this week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's what they've been sort of doing though with RuPaul, is just one right in the back of the right in the back of the
basically
other.
since we started watching,
Yeah, it's just been.
it's been one after
Boom, boom,
another.
boom, boom,
The
boom.
only time that there was a gap for us was when I think they were doing a UK season and we didn't know we could find it until after the fact.
That's
but like
correct.
by
yeah.
the calendar across like the time zones of the world, I think there has been a RuPaul every week since we've started watching. And
don't forget,
probably-
Espana's going on right now, which we
Correct.
haven't started.
So the challenge is collaboration on the song "I'm a Winner, Baby."
Great song.
Olivia Newton-John and Chloe
someone.
said that they're upset. They come on, they say hi to the queens, and they say we're obsessed with watching RuPaul's Down Under.
Is Chloe her daughter?
I don't think so.
I
I think it
don't
was a
think
different
so.
person. It was.
Yeah.
It seemed like a very different.
Entity.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but
I was
when
more inclined to think partner before daughter.
but when
Oh,
they
okay.
said
don't know.
but when they said we're obsessed with watching RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, I immediately went into Matrix brain of like, could they have been watching the show by the finale? Did they start dropping episodes, or is this a packaged? Like when celebrities go on RuPaul's Drag Race, they've never seen these queens before.
Oh yeah, no, that was a manufactured response.
And it's like because you got to think about that, where it's like every time like
That
Anne
was-
Hathaway
that was
is going
scripted.
like, "Hi everybody," it's not like she's watching these queens with us. She is like, "So you're this season, cool."
I actually even
But
wonder one step further if it's actually even just pre-recorded, if it's that fake and not like a video call.
Whoa.
Especially
Look at
this
Max's
one.
face.
Especially this one, there was no actual like question and answer.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Anne Hathaway one had some question and answer.
yeah,
so, like,
Anne Hathaway, I do think was live.
but there's enough of them that are not question and answer. It's just like, hi, I'm so excited to see you all. I hope you do great. Here's a bit of something. Like, here's a bit of advice when I'm doing blah, blah, blah. Like, I think there's a good chunk of them that are not live.
They put a coffee cup at. It's great to be here on season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down on.
Oh,
Like
wait, Max needs
We have
a second.
broken Max.
Yeah.
We need to give Max a moment here right now.
I literally fed into that delusion.
yeah. Oh, me
my
too.
God, reality TV's
But when you
scary.
see a celebrity, they're not. They haven't been watching with us up until this episode.
I know, my mind is so blown. Oh my God.
You just aged Max like a year
oh
right
my
there.
God.
All right, fine. For Max, for your sake, they edit the episodes in a day and they send them only to those celebrities so that they can fangirl out.
I love a sloppy copy.
you
got it.
So
Let Max believe in Santa. We gotta let him have this fantasy.
yeah.
When they were starting to like do the breakdown of what the challenge was and like kind of going off a bit, I could tell from the get-go Karen was in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I have 2 versions and none of them are mean. It's all like, yeah, we made it. I love my girls. Here we are. Fabulous. Blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Keita said she was singing. We've never heard her sing.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally wrote, I'm scared you can't sing. Because you know how many times girls are like,
Well,
we
when
had
her
that
response
with-
was, well, I like singing.
Yeah, and
it's kind of like, what
That's
was it?
fine.
Someone earlier this season
Coco
was like,
Jumbo.
I
Yeah,
sing in the shower.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
but that's what's strange is that we'll find out later that she's got pipes, but why are you just revealing this new thing on
To
the
be
last
fair,
episode?
They haven't had many like
Singy
musical
challenge.
or yeah, there
opportunities.
haven't been a lot of
There was-
dance
there was
stuff
the-
or singy stuff.
Exactly. There was the one girl group, and that was it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So like the opportunities were not very much there.
So
My thought, as they
Yeah.
were like talking about their plans for their verses, was Scarlett was just like, I'm already done. I've already made my verse. I think it's perfect. And it just like irked the same thing I was talking about last week. Like it just, everything comes fucking easy to Scarlett, and I'm sick of it. And like, because there's no humility there.
Yeah.
It's called white twink privilege.
Yes, which is exactly what I essentially called it last week. It's just like,
Oh, I thought you were going to be like,
What
which
is-
is exactly what you
No.
have.
What may I ask? What is white twink privilege?
Scarlett.
It is basically Fire Island.
Yeah.
Well, that's white twonk privilege.
Fair.
What's twonk?
Hunky twink.
Hunky twink.
Yes.
Oh, I've never heard of twonk.
Twink and twonk.
Yep.
Twink is like, I know. Ha
Tweedle.
Welcome to Pride.
Tweedle twink and tweedle twonk.
Well, maybe.
Ladies
no.
and gentlemen, we are Tweedle Twink, Tweedle Twonk.
Yeah, no. White twink privilege is basically like white twinks being the forefathers and forerunners getting like all of Pride. It's like, oh my God, they're the ones that everyone's like, Pride is not for you. It's not here just for you. Like, yes, you are gay, but you still present as a man
Right.
and a white man.
Right. It's white cis man energy
With
that
like
happens
nice,
to be gay.
idealized
and pretty.
body.
And pretty.
Right. Conventionally pretty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like literally white twink privilege is just kind of like, no.
Okay.
Like we shut up because we are still white, pretty men. So like,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Scarlett.
Scarlett.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. No. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Quick side note, Becca,
The more you
can we
know.
lower the saturation a little bit? Just a little bit.
Oh. You don't like
Um,
the colors.
It's a lot of color.
I love
I look like
color.
I have a tan.
Oh my, yes, girl. Look at her in this dark sound booth getting a tan.
I think Max is in favor of us changing the color so that we all have a little bit
Please.
more tan.
More
Mhm.
saturation and warmer tones.
So is
BT
any,
Dubs, you look like you have a tan.
Thank you so much. I drank on a boat this week.
there is anybody else when they do the sit downs now, I am not in any way, shape, or form paying attention to the actual conversations. I am just looking at Rue because you can tell who Rue wants to pick.
Oh, yeah.
Rue can
in-
tell who Rue wants to pick.
Mhm.
Rue's not so subtle.
There is no poker face.
Rue is just kind of like, so Scarlett, you're kind of your own saboteur, and that can get in your way.
The one thing I did like
oh,
was
I like
Scarlett's.
100% cannot read that.
Really?
Oh.
Oh, I can read it.
I can
I
too.
yeah.
The one thing with Scarlett though that I did love was the letters from home.
Mhm.
That
That
was, which
she
is
opened
not.
That was
every
cute.
week. I was
I-
like, that's so cute.
I thought it was so cute, but that is not Scarlett's doing. That was
No,
Scarlett's
that
partner's
is
doing.
Scarlett's bubble.
Scarlett has a very good partner.
So way to go,
Yay,
whomever
Scarlett's partner.
Yay, Scarlett's partner.
Love you.
We love you.
That way to be a supportive partner.
Yeah.
I actually, in the conversation in the aftermath of those, was one of the moments that hit me was Art Simone's, because what they recognized and what both Michelle and Rue caught with Art Simone was that you take care of everybody, but who's going to take care of you because you will get burnt out. And Art Simone afterwards said, I can't believe that essentially these strangers picked that up immediately from me.
Yeah.
And she said, that's not good.
Mhm.
And I don't know, that moment really hit me. And that moment really hit me as that's such a good moment that all of us kind of need to sort of like put in the back of our moment, that you have those kinds of moments that are recognized from somebody else like that. You really need to listen to them. You really, really need to go, maybe there really is some thinking I got to do, because if somebody who doesn't know my life intimately is picking that up, shit.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that we're all very much like Art Simone in that way. Of like,
Oh, the four of us? Yeah.
four of
What?
us in this room
Help
are
What?
do
I
everything,
have flaws.
do everything for everyone else before we think about ourselves.
Mhm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
none of us.
There's a
all
house of
us.
fixers.
Yes.
Like if one person drops a thing,
Codependency
one
is
person
fun.
drops a thing, you'll hear 5 people say I'm sorry. it's a thing.
Including the dog.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you're gonna hear more people say I'm sorry than live here.
Yeah,
Even.
yeah.
We will say I'm sorry for people who aren't even here.
To go back to Scarlett for a hot sec though, in
Mhm.
her interview, the one quote that I wrote down that I loved from Rue and Michelle was, their guidance on ignoring the noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know they were kind of setting her up, being like, you're going to get a lot of backlash when this goes up.
Yeah.
But I think that is like such an important note for anyone on social media.
Yeah.
Whether you are like a superstar verified with that blue check, please, someday maybe. But
Hey, TikTok, what's up?
yeah, right. Woo-hoo-hoo. But I think that's so valid because, like, especially in this past year where all of us were just online,
Yeah.
What people say and how they interact with you online holds so much more weight. And it is so much easier to just spiral and, like, lean into the negativity that strangers are saying about God knows what that they don't even know about your life. But, like,
I mean, that doesn't really
ignoring
strike
it.
true to me at all. I don't
No.
know what you're talking about. I don't
Right, Laura.
I don't get anxiety attacks over what people say about me as comments to my videos.
You haven't checked
User
your TikTok
91288.
messages
And
while
s-
we're doing this podcast.
Something
At
something
all.
that I've noticed that's been happening in the last few years is that the endorphin boost from like positive social media stuff
Yeah.
is fleeting.
Yeah.
But the negative, I'll remember a negative comment
It's
for 10 times longer
Yeah.
than like, oh my God, I got a video that got a couple 100,000 views. Yay, what's the next thing? So it's almost like the value is diminishing and the negativity is
Well,
just
The highs are lower and the lows are lower.
We are
Yeah.
users. We
Yeah.
are addicted to this many platforms.
Yeah.
And that instant gratification. And when it is the opposite, it compounds very quickly.
Well, and especially for us because the four of us are such people pleasers and the four of us are such fixers. Max.
Max is feeling personally affronted.
Anyway, I wrote after Scarlett's interview, the other moment that I
Did
was
we
like,
all just enjoy how much he quickly changed topics right there? We can change the
I
topic.
saw it bounce off him.
yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
this is plexiglass.
Like,
Please do not
laser
crack
beams.
it. It is still glass, so please don't crack it. But the second thing where I was like editing and they're feeding this in to like be too campy / made no fucking sense was when after Scarlett's interview before the other one went in, the three heads on the rack and they were doing God knows what. I was like, what?
Unclear.
A, why? B, what the fuck?
So-
and C, I want a refund.
So I watched the show twice because I watched it first with Dave and then I watched it with Max. And the second time through, I was like, okay, they're doing impressions of each other, maybe, but like not clearly.
Oh, I did not get
and
that
not
at all.
well. So they were
Yeah.
standing behind their the outfits that were their "You're a Winner, Baby" dance outfits.
Oh, I didn't clock that.
That's what was hanging there.
Mhm.
Okay.
And so my only guess is that they were doing impressions of one another, but like
Not well.
not well enough to know that was happening.
Once again, they're not actors.
No.
Once again, it's like, oh, this would be great if we cared.
Well,
This
and
would
I
be
think
them
it
having
was
a nice little moment.
Even
the
if it didn't make
juxtaposition, though,
sense.
of like they were trying just before with Scarlett and then with the other three to get something deep and meaningful, and then you throw in this, sorry, but trash of like, ah, bah, 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 look at me and my big wig and bah, who am I? I don't
Yep.
know who you are, but I'm trying to get this deep
Yeah.
information that you're trying to cram down my throat, and I don't see the connection.
But hands down, I think in the interview, they did get the most real moments. I definitely think were from Kita.
Yes.
Absolutely from Kita. Kita really has definitely from like, because I remember in the first episode we were like, ugh, fucking bully. We didn't like it, but
And then in the middle, we were like, who?
who's Kita?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She definitely had the best moment in the interview. I'd have to say one of the things that both Karen and Art Simone kind of touched on that I do think really says why they've been struggling in this competition is they are so used to controlling everything in their drag. And this is the first time they've been out of control. And that has played against them.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure if we went to an Art Simone or a Karen from Finance show, I'm sure it would be brilliant. And
Yeah.
we
Which,
would
like, we should.
Yes.
Mhm.
which we should. But I'm sure if we did, we would go like, oh my God, they're brilliant. Why didn't we see any of this on the fucking reality show? And it's because they weren't in charge. They could not release control.
Yeah. They couldn't form themselves into the challenges
Which
Yeah.
again
without like looking like forced.
drives me absolutely crazy that that's not covered like us. I got to learn to sew for a sewing challenge. Anybody who cares
What's
about
up, Maxie?
you.
We still remember you, girl.
We
But
still stand you.
anybody, like, I'm going to be on RuPaul's Drag Race. I know that I have a bit of a control issue. That is the first thing that I work on.
Right.
I'm Karen from finance. I have 3 styles that fit within the box of what I'm willing to do with this character that I'm doing. I know that I'm doing a show where there's going to be at least 8 challenges that are going to ask me to show something different. That is the first thing that I'm strategizing.
Right. It's like I watch a lot of cooking shows, and like Chopped is one of my favorites. And if I found out I was going to be on Chopped, I would be like, Laura, create a fake basket. I'm going to practice because I need to we need to have a Chopped competition.
To let everyone know that Becca and I have been like dreaming of like having a Chopped competition.
We have 2 kitchens in our house. We will fight this out.
I'll
and who will
happily
be-
eat and
Yeah,
judge.
yeah. I'll
wanna
be the
do it.
ref.
This sounds like a win all around.
I feel like you guys need to go get us like our Chopped baskets.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it back, and then Becca and I just need to go have
Just
a fun
duke it
little-
out.
Just duke it out and like let's have some fucking fun.
Ooh. Oh.
But you gotta
Okay.
practice. If
All
you
right.
know you're gonna be on a thing,
So
you
chocolate.
gotta
I-
stretch that muscle.
Absolutely.
I have an idea. We'll do an Iron Chef style thing, and we'll make the secret ingredient chocolate, but not tell
I was
either of
gonna
you that it's
say.
the chocolate for both of you.
Yes.
So one of you's in one kitchen and one of you's in the other, and I'm like, make chocolate stuff, and then make chocolate stuff, and then we just eat the chocolate, and everybody wins.
I don't hate this idea. Now just forget.
I hate this idea because I am not a skilled enough baker. This needs to be
Mm.
a cooking.
This needs to be a savory.
You could do like chocolate steak.
No. Maxwell?
Maxwell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Chocolate Steak.
We can't.
Sweet and savory.
Oh, for the record, if you know, that's like a little inside joke about the house. Is anytime I hear something that I think would be a good band name, I'm just like, ladies and gentlemen.
I vibe.
Okay, back to the show.
Why?
Yeah, good point.
It's more fun
Uh,
to just talk.
Keita said that she's surprised she's there.
I know.
Don't
I miss
say
she
that.
said
Yeah.
that she's both. She says she is
Yeah.
and she isn't.
No, but her first answer was that she was.
Yeah.
And then she
Um,
corrected and backpedaled and
Getting to the
changed her mind.
the
quote unquote.
choreography, yeah, like we said, realizing like, wow, there hasn't been a lot of dance. Like, I'm just finding out that Karen from finance is not a strong dancer. It's like, this is the finale. The fact that
Yeah.
I'm just finding that out now
She's not a mover either.
is not a good sign.
Oh.
She's not a writer
Okay,
either.
but
what
I will
Art said,
appreciate-
though, was my nunny.
My
She kept
Yeah.
saying my nunny, and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
what? And she's like, my nunny.
That was cute.
My
let
nunny.
me just like a PSA. If someone says, if you say a thing and someone says, "What did you say?" repeating it once is okay.
Mm-hmm.
If they still say, "What?"
No.
you cannot repeat it
It
anymore.
was like 5
Becca-
times of my
Becca,
nunny.
I couldn't disagree. You doubled down until they
David?
learn the new vocabulary.
This is such straight man energy right now.
Shaka flocka, eh? Shaka flocka.
Yeah.
Shaka flocka.
I'm with him. Shaka flocka.
Shaka flocka.
Shaka flocka?
What?
Shaka flocka?
What?
Shaka
flocka.
flocka.
It means good day.
Well, we're learning a lot.
But I did appreciate all of them wore heels.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
In
that was good.
rehearsal.
That was good.
They wore their show shoes.
Even Scarlett?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just always imagine Scarlett in sneakers. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know. Sporty Spice.
No, she wore some kind of heel.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Which was great.
She
and
was
that-
also fabulous.
And they
best
were
dancer.
all hitting on that choreographer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he
they're
took his shirt off.
one of them.
I have to
What?
say, his assistant, when the assistant did that body roll, I
my
was
God.
like, yes! That was
Why aren't
a
you
body-
teaching?
That was a hell of a body roll! Oh my god! Teach me how to do that!
Like I have 2 points about that. Like, A, props to the choreographer for being like, assistant, you are the best one to demonstrate this move. Please commence. And then second point is the editors keeping that as like one of the 10 highlights of the dance rehearsal. Like 1,000% yes, do more of that.
Well done. Like, that's what I want to see.
If I ever like have an assistant, that's what I would be like. You know, I could do this, but like hit it and just and then have them do it
What
and be
they
like,
said.
yeah.
Yep.
It was interesting, though, after the dancing, when they got back into the workroom, they all seemed to give what Rue and Michelle were trying to get in the interview in the workroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think everyone, like, sat with it a little more, and
marinated.
it was, like, a little more raw, genuine, emotional, which is what they wanted and what they should have done when they were being interviewed. But I digress.
Well, I mean, it's what they should have been doing since episode 1.
100%. But it was interesting still how by the end of that interaction, it still seemed like Keita was the one who got the most out of it. I mean, Art Simone, yes, but Art Simone and Karen and Scarlett still seemed like they were like, yeah, I had feelings, but I'm going to put it all together because I need to be cool, calm, collected for this.
Yeah.
Like, Keita was like almost crying and like genuinely still upset and like living in it, which I think was like really nice to see something so genuine.
I
and
also
raw.
felt like all of the sort of emotional talk in this episode, it felt very much to me like the producers being like, please like these people.
Yeah.
Well, I do wonder because we see one of the things that I was thinking of is so RuPaul's Drag Race was created in the United States. And it was created with, queens that have grown up in the United States culture.
Yes.
Bringing the RuPaul's Drag Race formula to different countries with different cultures presents some challenges. For example, we have learned in UK that when Ru is like, why should you win? And all the UK queens are like, what?
I think we're all equally good.
I think we're all lovely, thank you. And I
They
can't
keep
remember
too
which
calm.
judge it was, but the judge was like, "Oh no, no, UK queens will not boast. So sorry, that's not going to happen with these queens." And I remember it was a huge deal when like Davina like did.
Yeah.
And that was like, whoa, we got some moxie there. And I do wonder, and I don't know, this would be a question that I would love to ask viewers, but is that something that maybe the idea of being like super vulnerable like on camera is something that maybe just isn't something that's like typically done in like Australia
I didn't even
reality
think of
show.
that.
I don't know if cinema's the right
Australia
word.
TV.
Australia TV. Is that just not something that is typical or usual? So the queens just really wouldn't know to do that. Whereas with America, like that's like, and in the United States, oh my God, like everybody, like that's just so, we know that.
You're right. I didn't even think of that.
And I'm wondering if that maybe has caused, like, I wonder if the RuPaul formula that we have set up in the United States does not translate to just Australian culture. Or I should say down under culture. Is that-
Australasia.
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 Yeah.
I don't know.
That.
And maybe with like some tweaks to make it more Australasia friendly, it would have worked. To make it more
So you're talking like square peg, round hole kind of vibes.
yeah. So in some ways, so in many ways, no shade whatsoever towards the queens because the culture there is just so different
Right.
that it just didn't translate as well.
I like this theory.
Yeah.
It's a I don't know.
I like
I
how
didn't
much
even
benefit
think
of the
of that,
doubt
though.
it gives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I support that. I'm a big benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, let's try it. I don't know, but it was something that it's like, all these countries, like we all have different ways on how we express ourselves, on the culture that we grow up with, what's acceptable. And I mean, how many times are we told, like, as, citizens of the United States, they're like, wow, you guys are really loud. You guys say exactly what you're feeling all the fucking time. There is no subtlety towards what you are saying.
And we like peanut butter.
And And that works great for reality TV,
Especially the peanut butter.
especially the
Yeah.
peanut butter.
I just realized that the song Peanut Butter doesn't translate so well across the pond.
oh my God.
That's so sad.
Shut up. These realizations and revelations today. I'm like
Oh my-
gobsmacked.
So what is it like? Veg.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Yeah. Better than etc's piss.
Oh God.
That's true.
May she piss in peace.
May she piss in peace.
Are we ready to move on to the actual runway and the
Well,
presentation?
they did the dancing first. They did
Oh,
the
they did
music.
the dancey
They
dancey
did,
first.
I
But
mean,
even
that's,
before that,
Oh my God, RuPaul.
RuPaul,
I mean,
Oh.
gorgeous.
She looked like a trophy.
Yeah.
a candy wrapper.
I was
Fabulous.
just like, what is this
Like-
copper tone realness?
I didn't like the bottom layer of the dress.
Well,
So, okay,
good for you.
Laura,
No.
Laura, second watching, I agree with you. I didn't notice it the first time through.
It was literally just like the bottom, the
The
bottom
hem.
layer. It was literally the hem. Yes.
It was like a high-low-ish.
To me, it needed to be it needed to be layered a little bit more. There needed to be thicker. To me, it seemed a little too
Not unfinished in a like raw hem way, but
I
like
mean, it was like the bottom was like I
incomplete.
had that skirt from Delia's.
yes,
It was it needed
incomplete
it felt like it just needed a little bit more-
refinement.
Yes, a little bit. But the top, the wig, the earrings, the makeup, and the idea of the skirt, it just wasn't the bottom hem. Was absolutely fucking phenomenal. I loved the Shantay sway. I loved it.
The Shantay we sway.
Yes, Shantay we sway. Max is not going to look at me for the rest of the podcast now.
My Taurus ass just says it's okay that you're wrong, and it's okay that you're a straight white woman. I digress. Let's continue.
And while we're on the topic of judges' apparel, I also think that Michelle's dress was the Chrysler Building.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
Loved it.
even.
I
I didn't
vote
even.
that one off the island.
I did not even check that. I wasn't even.
I liked her
pretend.
hair though.
Props to Michelle for like making like Rue will step out of the box every now and then, but Michelle will do like elegant, reserved for a season, and then bam, like she's making
Goth,
some
Sex
choices.
Pistol,
Yeah.
Oh, every single episode, you have no idea if she's just gonna be like, I'm gonna be wearing this power suit. I'm gonna be like Hillary Clinton, but with fucking bedazzled, and then the next day she's just gonna be like,
a sensible like glittered top.
oh, I was
Yeah.
about to say like prostitute realness.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are prostitute realness. Sorry. So let's get to the performance. It was fine. There were two backup dancers. They didn't.
I was waiting for the rest of the Aussie queens to, and the rest of the Kiwi queens.
They didn't add any set to the background. They didn't add any particular fun lighting. The other
disagree.
queens didn't come out. I mean,
Becca
nothing.
has thoughts.
Fun
Becca has
lighting, no, but like too much lighting. Yes.
Oh, too much lighting. Yes, but they didn't enhance everything of like it's the finale. Even mediocre seasons of Drag Race, by the time you get to the finale, that last performance has some
Is
zhuzh
a
to
bit of a
it.
soundstage-ish vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
But this was just kind of like them coming out almost like it's the first episode and we don't know who these people are. And yeah, it just kind of blah.
That's fair. That's fair.
And the Scarlett was the only one who stood out to me as like, well, that was a very good performance.
I liked
Everybody
Scarlett
else.
and Art. They were my
Yeah.
top two out.
Art
of
looked
that.
great.
Art
and-
looked
and
great,
Art
and I
did
liked
great.
her verse. I thought she did well.
I also like one of the things I loved about Art was I could actually hear the fucking rhymes.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Like,
Like I could hear what she
The
was.
diction was
content.
actually clear.
Yeah.
I did love that rainbow
I
pony.
Especially
also
after her
love that rainbow.
hello.
But nobody, nobody stood out. Like, think about season
I
13.
will say Karen stood out
Yes, she did.
for bad reasons.
Yep.
For I
Yeah,
literally wrote
Karen
what the what?
was-
Like what
Yeah.
was that?
I
That was-
verbally said and wrote down, "Is that it?"
Yeah, it,
Yeah.
And I had to
I
tell
was like-
Max, yes, that's it.
I looked to Becca
I was
and
like, wait a minute, you did 2 verses and you chose that was the better one?
Think about where we came from with even Candy
It was 2 sentences.
at
But
the
she-
end of the
Was it? It
13th
It was
season.
2 sentences.
Not even.
Think
A
about what
sentence and a half.
we're used to for the culmination of a season. Here's the final performance. Wow us. Think about what Rosé did. Think about what everybody did.
I mean,
Nick
I
did.
miss
Got Nick.
Candy at this
What
I
point.
even
Rosé
miss
did
Candy.
with that bum leg of hers at the end. She still did more.
Yeah.
In that last performance, crushing it.
She was like, "Well, I'll never dance again, but here's a good show."
Yeah. I mean, this was just, I was just kind of like that's about the finale it deserved, this season.
It literally seemed like everyone was over it
Mhm.
at that point.
Yeah.
We
Even
were
themselves.
We were a
Yeah.
bit sleepy. I did feel like Kita did the best job.
Yes.
I felt like she did. I felt that Karen absolutely gave up. Art looked cute. Scarlett's dancing was nice.
I actually was like underwhelmed by Scarlett's dancing. It was like
Yeah.
kind of basic.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It was a bunch of floor crawling for like 90% of it.
Oh, that fits.
She got up and did a little swizzle,
Yeah.
and then ash gyration and a split. End of list.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And I was like, bleh.
I did. I liked Karen's outfit.
Yeah.
I did.
I liked all their outfits.
All their outfits were nice.
Yeah.
Well, then we get to the runway.
Best drag.
Yeah.
Best. Loose,
Incorrect
loose
title.
Terms, best drag.
I did. So we first had Art Simone come out. I did love what Art wore.
Me too.
Art looked great.
Art looked great. The makeup, the wig. I always love Art's wigs.
Yes.
Me
Art's
too.
wigs are always. I don't know who does Art's wigs, but they're phenomenal.
And there was somewhere in this episode where there was I guess it was in the like deliberation later with just the judges, but where they did that like retrospective couple of cuts of Art's of each queen's time on the show, and I realized like maybe everyone else has noticed this, but like Art's thing is sort of like a monochromatic vibe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And I like that. I think that's a very easy thing to be able to mold into places.
It's kind
if
of
you
like
let
what
it.
Tina was trying to do with the colors that she chose.
Yeah, but
But
like the
Art
better
is
version.
doing it in a less constricting way.
Yes.
Kind
Yeah.
of like Karen is trying to have a character, but it's very constricting.
Yeah.
I thought Art looked like the frosting queen in Candyland.
Oh my
true.
God, you're right.
I was just like, she is the frosting queen, the one everyone loved at the end.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
we made it. Yay, it's the finale. You win the game.
No, my God, you're totally right.
Yeah. And then we had Karen from finance.
I'm
who
done.
Looked like
I'm over
Karen
it.
from
Boring.
finance.
To me, I totally get the look. I totally understand. I would have liked it 2 times bigger.
That's yes. If this was like
It needed to be a ball gown. It needed to be something.
like that concept as like, you know, Karen gets a promotion kind of vibes is like episode 2 of Karen of Finance's arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Not
needed to
finale.
see like a train made of office supplies. I needed to see this camped the fuck up because we've now seen this look so many times from Karen.
Yeah.
I got it. I got the idea. But now, honey, it's the finale. You need to turn it the fuck up.
Her character's too narrow. She was sticking to the character more than playing the game.
I think she needs more time in the character to learn how to expand it.
Yeah. If she's going to stick with the character, learn how to
Because
alter her.
I think she can, and I think it so can work. Like I know the concept that she's going for, and I think it's brilliant. But you need way more places to go.
Like the
Way more
character
places.
needs a more
Yeah.
3-dimensional personality. The fact that we got a little bit of like bondage Karen
Oh, that was fun.
was like, oh, that's actually a
But it
place.
was pulling teeth to get
Yes, it
her
was
to even
absolutely
consider
at
it.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like that kind of like pull that out of her, like that kind of possibility is where the character needs to go.
Yeah.
Is more of that. What is Karen like at home with her kids? Like
Yeah.
what is Karen like, you know, at night or like on this side hustle
After
or this
3
thing?
shots of tequila. Like,
Right.
what is Karen like?
Right.
I loved Kita's look.
Kita did
This
great.
is the best she's ever looked to me.
Agreed.
I mean, this gave me very Courtney Act vibes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
with the wings?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, Courtney was a bird, but it was very similar.
I thought her makeup looked fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her outfit was like so nicely done, especially after seeing that
She came in with her own crown.
horrible quick
Right.
change
You know-
that she did before.
You know what I was thinking though? I was like, because at this point I was pretty sure Kita was gonna win,
Yeah.
and I was just thinking like Rue must be going, do not screw this up. Don't come out in a trash bag or trip and fall or
Something that
because
doesn't fit.
don't give me like leave me with a blackface queen
Right. Don't force my hand.
as like my only option because you literally tripped. All Kita has to do is
not fuck up.
not fuck up. You don't have to wow, just don't screw up.
Literally
Yeah,
the name of the game.
that's how I felt. I was watching her the whole time. And yeah, Scarlett I thought looked good. It was very
It was
simple.
So boring.
I could
She
buy
looked
that
great.
at Macy's.
Yeah.
and I like and something about like the hair color, maybe it was the lighting. I can give it to the lighting, but like I was underwhelmed by the hair color.
Yeah, she looked very Audrey Hepburn, Grace Kelly to me, which is like timeless, beautiful,
Yeah,
but like
absolutely.
not best final drag.
Right.
Just
No,
not
it
on the
was
level.
not.
Like gorgeous gown.
I
but,
loved the
like,
wig.
Wear it to a cocktail party.
I like
Yeah.
the shape of the wig, but the color, I was just like, meh.
But again, it's the same thing with Karen. Like, up it up, like drag it
Yeah.
up.
Well,
I needed something
we need
real
more.
big.
She seems
We've-
a little too real world to me.
But out of everything that Scarlett's given us, that actually surprised me the most. That hers was the most like totally day to day.
Well, we've seen now a lot. The queen who's been dominating, like even step it up for that last, like, oh my God, I didn't think that they could look any more elegant, and
Yeah.
they did. We've seen that so many times
Yeah.
now that we're used to that. Like when Got Mick came out in her last look, like
Fucking
I did
Simone in
not
that blue
think
dress.
right. I didn't
Ugh.
think that there was a way for me to be impressed with how high my expectations were. So for Scarlett to come out and go like, oh. It was kind of like, okay, this was your opportunity to run away with it.
It was
and,
beautiful, but like not
Yeah.
for today.
So the moment that we always get in the finale where Rue pulls out the pictures of them as kids, I am the first person crying every single time they do
Every
it.
single time.
Every
Every
time.
time you
I'm
are.
losing it because it's such a poignant moment, even with queens that I don't particularly like or don't particularly think should be winning. I find it to be a very heartwarming and beautiful moment to listen to what they have to say. It was a testament to how poorly these queens sold me that I had no emotional investment. What they were saying was important. What they were saying was true to them and fabulous to put on screen and for people to hear. But in terms of what I'm used to feeling, nothing. I didn't feel anything because I have not fallen for these queens the way I usually do.
Yeah, I feel like it all lacked continuity.
Mm-hmm.
Like this episode was a standalone episode of like
I would agree. yeah.
therapy,
Right.
meditative therapy.
Good point.
Is like if you wanted this to be the end, feed it to us throughout the show instead of suddenly being like, and now we're going to have feelings and choose a winner.
We haven't even seen these queens dance,
No.
let alone expect me to get.
Right.
They haven't opened up until the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So it was just like too little too late.
Yeah.
At this point, I was not invested. They kind of kept saying the same thing over and over again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they, after the critiques and everything, the one-on-one lip sync, I thought that was a fun twist of
Mhm.
like, you know, do the final lip sync in front of me one at a time. And I was like, yeah, showcase what you got.
I mean, they did that the last time also with the American Drag Race
Yes.
with
Yeah.
It was cool.
I liked it. I was like, especially, you know, no studio audience.
yeah.
Fun just being a Final Four times round.
No, I thought that was great and like, you know, totally fun. It just was it definitely, as we keep saying, there's just we were missing our shine, we were missing our sparkle this season.
I mean, I think that Kita's lip sync was entertaining.
Mhm.
Oh, with the
And
rubber glove,
I
yeah.
was think that it was-
Latex glove, yeah.
I think that it was unfairly cut. Like I think that it like the editing was not clean
No.
for to like benefit Kita's
It didn't show her off the best.
timing.
No.
Well, but that's these are things that I do wonder about why this season didn't work. Is the fact that Rue's empire has grown so much? Is the bandwidth a little thin? Could they not hire the same editors that they normally get? There's just things like that I'm just kind of curious about.
And I wonder how much of that is pandemic related rather than
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
too thin an empire.
I really loved Scarlett's reveal. I loved her body.
Oh, that was
I
a
was like,
nice
that was
reveal.
actually really nice. You still look tasteful, still look gorgeous. But I think all in all, Kita's reveal / use of the glove
Mhm.
sold me. I
It
was
fit.
entertained. I didn't see even that much of her, but
Wonder.
I was like, this is funny. I'm like actually laughing at this.
Yes.
It was very smart, very well done, and we are we ready to announce who won? Although I'm pretty sure we. Winner is Kita Mean.
Wow, who knew?
So we've we've now kind of talked a lot about
Can I just wait? The first episode we ever did of this was the finale of American Drag Race, and
yeah.
I'd like to just compare like how much we had to say about that, and now we're here. I mean, we're just like, all right.
Eh.
I just and it's like a
Is it
different
All-Stars
energy
yet?
level.
Because we're ready for All-Stars.
I think it's 5 days till All Stars.
Yeah.
Something that I was thinking about while watching this finale, and we've kind of talked about the strategy of why it had to be Keita Mean. Something I was thinking about, if they had kicked off Scarlet, Art would have won more challenges. If the only knock on Art is that she didn't win any challenges, that would have been taken care of because she was always a close second while Scarlet was winning or taking our breath away with performance and everything like that.
Right.
So it really is one of these things where I don't think Keita would have won had they made the choice to get rid of Scarlet or remove her from the
Well,
competition.
didn't something just come up about Art as well?
No, what?
With like,
Yeah, there was like, I mean, I was really only reading it through like Twitter comments, but it's like everybody was problematic except for Keita.
yeah, something came up about Art.
Oh, I did see that. That Art has also done cultural appropriation
Yeah.
within their act. I did not read what it was.
Right.
But I did see that headline, and I do want to make that clear. I read the headline. I did not read the article, so
Yeah.
I don't. I
have no idea.
So I can't add. I don't want to add.
But I also think it
to that too
because
much.
you know sometimes with the top four they're like, oh, you're out first, you're third runner up, you're
Mhm.
second runner up, you know, all that. I think it was interesting how they were just like, nope, Keita wins. That's it. Bye.
Yeah.
The rest of you, great game, but Keita's
Somewhere
the winner.
in the
You pick
next
who
three.
came when and where in the
Right.
lineup, but Keita is the winner.
I'm very interested to hear, as time goes on, what we hear from different queens, what shade has been thrown, because it usually, like, we start hearing some shade as more time goes on, and I'm just very curious to hear what that is. But guys, we have fucking All-Stars. We have fucking All-Stars! Ah!
Everybody exhale on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm so looking forward to it.
But
The
we also
ad-
know so few of them.
I mean,
Well, Max is going to be our encyclopedia for this
Oh
one.
yeah, the one that knows no names. I'll
Well,
be like, their
no,
star
Max-
sign, that's a Leo.
Max hasn't seen a lot of these seasons out also,
It's
so
more than us, though.
I've seen more
Yeah.
than you guys.
Yeah.
But that's not by a lot.
but we have to do some insane catching up.
Yeah, we'll do some like YouTube videos of like the best of these queens
Oh,
to
that's
kind
actually
of.
a really good idea. Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
YouTube. Thank you so much.
But I mean, but again,
sponsor us.
like I swear, we started a podcast to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race. We watch a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race. It just so happens
Not enough.
that this season of All Stars is like,
Has pulled from like the regular seasons that we just
oh,
haven't
who are
seen yet.
literally the only queens that you guys don't know. So we're like, "Meh."
Yeah, I think it's just because we started with the classics.
Yeah.
You know, 5,
then we're
6, 7, 8. And now
trying
we're
to-
just like, oh no, it's not current enough because it keeps happening.
Yeah.
Right. We missed like the 2 seasons that these queens are all coming from between like our greatest hits run and like
You're right.
keeping up with newness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying. Like we definitely
That's what we
know.
missed.
We definitely know a bunch of them.
There's a gap. It's
Um,
shrinking, but there's still a gap. That
But
they're
there is
pulling
still a
from.
gap. Like we are, I mean, I am very excited about. We know Jan. I'm very excited about Jan. We know Jiggly Caliente. We know Trinity K. Bonet. We know. Oh God. Oh
I know
shit.
Eureka.
We know fucking Ginger Minge.
Yeah. Again.
Again.
I don't know how I feel.
About like a queen coming back for the 3rd time. I mean, you know, Jujubee.
But will be interesting to
Yeah.
see like the queens that we don't know that you do our initial reactions, and then you can be like, well, you know, here's
X, Y, and Z.
yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm very happy. I think the rule or the lesson that we learned from Down Under is you need to vet these queens maybe a little better before you begin the competition, considering everybody had a had an issue, had a problem. But yeah, I am very excited to move on to All Stars.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this fabulous and listening to this fabulous finale episode of Shantay We Say. We are produced by Blunder Theory. You can find us at Blunder Theory on all social media. Please follow us, follow our live streams and stuff like that. We do all sorts of wonderful progressive content. I'm Dave Colombo. You can find me on all social media at DVD Colombo and DaveColombo.com.
You can find me at Laura High Five everywhere. I will also be performing in Atlantic City
Oh, yeah.
this Thursday and Sunday. I will have information about the show up on my Instagram shortly. But just letting y'all know, I'm going out of state.
Very far.
So very far. But then please follow me at Laura High Five on TikTok. Help me get off of TikTok jail because I am on TikTok jail. Oh my god. Buh.
Hi, I am Max, and you could find me at maxwell-ferguson.com or at MSF Blonde with an E.
Also in Brooklyn tonight.
Also in Brooklyn tonight.
Mhm.
$3 bill. If you really love me, pay for a drink, and I will love you.
That's all it takes.
Max,
That's it.
self-respect.
I love myself and booze.
And I am at Becca the SM all over the place, mostly only creating this and I guess Broadway Cares fundraising.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, yeah,
Oh,
Broadway
yeah.
Cares tonight.
Broadway Bears is tonight, Sunday, June is the month we're in, June 20th,
Yes.
9 p.m.
9
Eastern,
p.m.
on YouTube at Broadway Cares'
YouTube?
channel. So check that out.
Yeah.
And then there will be fundraising thereafter, and I will have my fundraising page all over all of my social media because now I exist on social media.
Yay!
She's back.
Wonderful. Well, this was a fabulous chapter. It was an awful chapter,
It was
but
an
a
awful-
fabulous
What an
chapter.
adventure.
Love you guys so much. Let's do our outro on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ah!